Good evening, folks. Harrison with Mainely Acres Farms, and thank you for joining us on day 5 of the product review week. Like I explained Thursday, we don't have any more items to review with you guys, but I'm not going to let that stop me from getting a full week of videos out. So tonight's video is really an extra special video. It kind of worked out really good because we just recently received an amazing package in the mail, and I want to share it with you guys. It's really going to change a whole lot of things here at Mainely Acres Farms, and I have been dying to have one of these and run one of these. So with no further delay or ado, so you know what the heck I'm talking about, let's take a look. Alrighty, a subscriber of ours sent us out a sewing machine. So what happened was I was talking with a gentleman online on our email, and he asked me if I was interested in a sewing machine, and we were going to end up meeting up with each other when he came up on a visit up here to Maine, and we didn't end up connecting, but he ended up reaching out to me again on the email and sent me out this lovely sewing machine in the mail. So Brad, if you're watching this video, thank you so much for sending out this sewing machine to us. It really means a lot to us. So if you guys aren't familiar with what this is a Singer Model 66 sewing machine. And it's really fun because I've been able to look up a whole lot of information on this and learn a whole lot of cool stuff. So this machine here was made November 21st of 1938. And it's a rare machine in the fact of the, not only of the date, but the finish that's on it in combination with the date. So what this finish is referred to as a bunch of different names, but here's a few of them. The black crinkle, black finish, and the Godzilla, which is kind of an interesting name. I thought that was pretty interesting, the name Godzilla for a machine, kind of appropriate, because it's a big, heavy monster that can handle some heavyweight material. So, like I said, I was able to look up some interesting information about the serial number here. There were only 10,000 of these machines, this model style exactly, that were made. They were made here in the US of A. And they're very reliable machines. There was a lot of newspaper clippings that I read when these machines came out about them being a marvel, and a lot of the seamstress and tailors of the times were really seeking out these machines and paying top dollar to be able to use these, because mainly of the style bobbin and setup, and also with them being known for the perfect stitch. So yeah, that's my plans, is to do a full restoration on this, get this bad boy up and running again, trying to use all original parts and trying to get all the original stuff working and back on it. Currently now, the only thing that it's missing is the bobbin cover plate here, which is pretty common with these style machines, this age of machine. I've looked at a lot of listings for these for sale online, and the number one thing in common is they're all missing that plate there. But I did find a place where I can order that, so that's not a big worry. I will be able to get a plate. It's a replica, but it looks the same as the original one. One last thing that I might have to do is I might have to buy a newer motor for the machine, just because I believe that this one is kind of seized up. So what I'm going to do before I give up completely on this is I'm going to send this over to my father. He's going to take it apart and rebuild it. And I'm actually going to see if he will allow me to set up a camera in his workshop so he can record taking apart one of these, classic 1938 motors and rebuilding them and seeing what we need to do to get that in running condition. So I'm excited about that. We will definitely have to rewire things, because as you guys can see, the wires on here are the original wires, and they are just falling apart and decaying, so I will have to replace those. But how cute is this light, guys? Look at this little cute little light that goes on the back of the machine. So, like I said, I'm going to try to get all this back onto the machine if I can get everything in working order. The one thing that I know for sure that I'm not going to be putting back on the machine, and I would encourage you guys not to do, especially if you're running these antique sewing machines, is not using the pedals that they come with. The reason why it's not a good idea to use these pedals is because they are actually a fire hazard. So the way that these pedals work, give me 1 minute, I got a pedal taken apart down here to show you guys. So the way that these pedals work, as you guys can see, when you press on the pedal, this little wiper here goes across these different contacts to increase the speed of the motor as you press down on there. So basically what's happening is this is consuming the same amount of electricity no matter if you're in this area here or pressing down on here. And what it's doing with that electricity is what is the potential fire hazard. Hopefully you guys can see there's little coils here running in these little channels. And what those are designed for is when you're only calling for this much power to go out to the motor, this pedal has to do something with all that extra energy that is supplied to the pedal. So what it does is it sends all that extra energy through these coils, creating heat, just like a toaster oven. So if you're running your motor in this area here constantly, this pedal is really going to heat up on you fast. And there have actually been reported cases of fires started using these pedals and setups. Now this pedal here goes to this motor here, the one that I was running on my machine in the past. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's still the same style that's in this one here. I just wanted to take this one apart because I think it's easy. Oh yeah, this one has a bunch of nuts still on it. So this one was easier for me to get to access to show you why you guys shouldn't be using these style pedals. Alrighty, so now that we've gone over the safety issues that you can expect to see with these pedals here, that's going to be about it. We're just going to try to get everything put back on there, and this is going to be my main running sewing machine here on the channel now, and we're going to install it here. I'm also excited to share with you guys the new setup that I plan to do with my Chinese sewing machine. So I have a completely new idea of a stand that I'm going to put it on, motor setup and all that, and I'll share with you guys the motor that I'm currently using when I make that video. I was going to do that review today or tonight on tonight's video, but I wanted to hold off onto that because we received this package here, and I'm going to make room for this here and put that Chinese sewing machine on a different stand and everything. And it's not that I'm going to be neglecting my Chinese friend over there. I'm actually going to be assigning that sewing machine only for doing the patches on hats, sewing the sweatband in my felted hats, working with shoe repairs and sandal repairs. So I'm going to use that machine mainly for that type of stuff, and I'm going to use this machine here for all of my clothes making, quilting, blanket making, pillow tops, all that kind of stuff that I've been doing here lately. I'm going to be running on this machine here. So if you guys are interested in running these old Singer sewing machines, you're interested in doing a complete restore job on one of these, you're definitely going to want to hit the subscribe button down below and the bell icon next to it, so that way you'll be notified when I put out the releases of the updates on the modification, or not the modification, on the restoration of this. I assure you guys I'm not going to be modifying this machine, but I am interested in a lot of the accessories that you can buy for these, mainly with the different style presser feet. So if you guys are interested in all those different little fun things, I'm going to try to purchase as many of those as I can and demonstrate how to use those on these machines. So thank you guys so much for tuned in. If you watched all of those videos that I put out earlier this week, thank you so much. I've actually talked to a few of the people of the items that I reviewed, and they have already had an increase of sales. So thank you guys so much for supporting them, and thank you guys for supporting us by watching us, and we will see you soon. And as always, take care and spend time with that family.